After 5 years in the making, Vapid have finally released their next generation of muscle car, the Dominator GTX. It is the successor to the original Dominator, which we haven't seen a modern version of since 2013. And, well, it certainly has the exterior looks. It's aggressive like the original, but it still has that smooth 21st century style with the roof. So I think they did a perfect job on that. It's a lot more powerful. It's a little bit different. It's got a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 as opposed to the 4.5-liter V8 supercharged in the original. So, it's an interesting combination, because it has 90 more horsepower. It's got bigger tires. It's got magnetic suspension. But it doesn't have that supercharger. It doesn't have that craziness. But, I guess we'll see about that. We'll see if that will change my mind. Because first, we gotta do a sound test. We got very scientific tests here. We got a sound test here, which we shall do in a little bit, but, right now it's actually pretty civilized. Last time, nice job on the interior, regarding the sound quality. Not too loud when you're driving it sensibly, which is good. You don't want that. You don't want your eardrums being exploderized every 5 minutes. But every once in a while, when you come up to, say, a tunnel, you might just want to put your foot down a little bit. Whoa! And just let it go. Just shift it into 4th, rev it up to the top, shift it into 5th, go out of the tunnel, and there we go. That's fun, yes. That sound is certainly very nice. In the Dominator GTX, can't go wrong with a good old-fashioned naturally aspirated V8. Can't go wrong with that at all. Whew, that was fun. Now, the second test is one this car would theoretically struggle at, because it's an autocross course. Now, the original Dominator was very oversteering and very chaotic, which meant it would make it be awful at this. But this one, due to its improved suspension, improved tires, and stuff like that, means it's hopefully pretty darn good at this. So let's just do our usual revving up the engine, get the tires warm and all that stuff. Very scientific again for test number 2. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, we are off. Very good start, actually, very good traction off the line. And then we handle the traction fair in the hairpins. Nicely done. Alright, this is a slalom section first up. We got hairpin coming up. And then we chuck in a little bit of handbrake. We got another hairpin coming up, chuck it in again. We always use the handbrake here just to allow some extra turn in. So we got a nice run through the hangar. Going around here, going around the staircase. A little bit of handbrake again just to get it around that corner. Due to the turning circle on these cars not quite being enough for all across course. Alright, Hammer went fair in the tight section. Well, it's not too bad actually. Not too bad. Alright, final corner. Very good grip. Fantastic grip actually across the line. Absolutely beautiful. One of the best driving cars I have driven in a very long time. Now, the second test, it's a bit more high speed. Okay, see, we showed the low speed grip, that was very good. But the high speed grip, so we shall test in 3, 2, 1. And we are off for the high speed grip test. Yes, again, we have very good grip, not quite as much grip because we are on a less than suitable road, which is very narrow. But now we get on the power, we get on that 670 horsepower. That's almost as much as the overflawed Tyrant in this very high speed section. Ooh. And it's smaller than the Tyrant, but it doesn't feel smaller on this very narrow road, but it is doing well. Look at that, it's carrying a lot of speed through here. An awful lot of speed. That is an incredible amount of grip. And you wouldn't expect that from a rear-wheel drive muscle car. You're looking at this thinking, oh, it's gonna go sideways and it's gonna crash into people, it's gonna do all this stuff, but no. It's very civilized. Come on, there we go, around the corner. One more corner left to go. Yes. Come on, get on the straight, get on the straight. Power! Use all the speed! Oh, this is quite narrow, this is quite narrow, this is quite scary. Ooh. Don't move the steering wheel too much at all or you will die. Come on. Power, 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 and brakes! Oh, that's a short corner. Whew. That was a glorious machine with a scary amount of grip. And to finish off how much grip we have, we're going to do the fourth and final test. Some racing on sand. Because why not? Now this should make this car absolutely undrivable. Because it's on sand. But I think this might actually be very good. Let's see on the first hairpin. Coming up, chuck it in to this very narrow hairpin, and oh, it's a little flat out outside the corner. We have no loss of traction in the second gear. We are doing well. And I don't have traction control on. So this is all down to the tires and the grip of this car. It is absolutely mesmerizing for a muscle car. No, it's not quite Wagner levels or sports car levels in general, but the fact of the matter is, this is one of the grippiest muscle cars I have ever driven. And that is something you don't often say with a muscle car. But yeah, you can see I'm just chucking it in these corners, just chuck it in, and you can just have so much fun. It's almost a little boring in a way, because you can't drift it. And that was my favorite thing about the original Dominator, that you could drift it so easily. And yes, on sand, I am sliding around, but this is on sand, and I'm really struggling on sand. Tarmac is almost impossible. I couldn't physically drift it to get up those establishing shots. Chuck it in, there we go, and parked it. Yeah, grippiest muscle car I've ever driven. Chalked up to things I never thought I'd say 5 years ago. So, in a way, this is the best muscle car I've ever driven, because it actually handles well. However, I'm not sure if this deserves the best muscle car award, because the Dominator was a car that you knew that if the person drove it, they were a seat-of-the-pants chaos guy who controls anything. Because if you got that thing on a track, you were a driving perfectionist. This car is almost too easy. There's no challenge. And what's the point of having a big old rear-wheel drive muscle car if people don't look at you and say, that's a fantastic driver?